Hi everyone, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and this is going to be a different kind of episode. I want to talk to you a little bit about an experiment that I conducted with Joseph Larson from Board Game Geek. I was on Board Game Geek, like I normally am every day, and I came across an image of a custom-made container for the game Coinage. Coinage is by Tasty Minstrel Games and comes in this envelope package here, which is great for shipping it out cheaply, but maybe not as nice as having a box on your shelf or something like that. Well, he had again created this custom 3D printed case, and I thought it looked really nice, and I left a comment saying so. He then contacted me privately and indicated that he's watched the show before and enjoys it, and wondered if I would be interested in conducting an experiment with him. I was intrigued. I asked him what he meant, and he told me that he believes 3D printing, and in particular distributed manufacturing, has the potential to change the world. Now, what does he mean by distributed manufacturing? I'll do my best to explain it, although I'm sure I won't do a very good job. Basically, the idea is, instead of producing several copies of a physical product and then distributing them from one location, you instead distribute this digital document, the design plans for the case that the 3D printer is going to print out, and you send that to a 3D printer local to the person who wants to buy the product. So this is going to do a few things. First of all, it's going to, of course, save on shipping, because it's much cheaper to send a digital document than it is to send a package. And beyond that, it's going to cut down on pollution. Because when you think of the pollution involved with shipping products, you've got freighters, planes, trains, automobiles, and you name it, right? That's going to be involved in shipping products any kind of distance. And then beyond that, by finding a 3D local printer, you're going to find someone, a local business that you can then support and continue to patronize with other future products. And so we were ready to begin this experiment in distributed manufacturing. I would try to print the product local to me. Now, there were some challenges along the way. The first one is that I needed to find a 3D printer local to me. We used the website makerxyz.com. I'll put a link to that in the description of this video. And you're able to put in where you're located, and it will try to find people who are offering to print out 3D products for you, of course, at a cost for the manufacturing, the product, and the shipping. I live in eastern Prince Edward Island. This is an eastern province of Canada, and it is not a metropolis by any means. So there really wasn't a 3D printer that was super close to me. We found one in Quebec and one in Massachusetts. And so we followed up with the one in Mass, because that was the one that was responding. And it was going to cost about $25, I believe, was the initial quote, to create and ship this product, which was a little bit high. I guess that was the other challenge too, was the cost for the kind of product that we were creating. At least that would have been my assessment. I would have felt like $25 was a bit much to pay for what I was going to be getting. But still, we went ahead with that process. And I have to say that went very smoothly. The product arrived, it was what I expected it to be, and other than the cost and not having something really local to me, that part worked. And let me show you actually what the case looks like that I received. Here it is. I'll get you to the table here and give you a closer look. Hopefully you can kind of make this out, but on the edge here it says Coinage, and that's printed and etched into each of the two edges here. And then this has a little drawer that slides out and holds the coins for the game. And then if you flip this over, you can find the cards located in here. So a very handy, compact package that works exactly as it was illustrated on Board Game Geek. Now, is this the exact same product as what Joseph would have printed out where he is? To bring the experiment full circle, he sent me a copy of one himself that he had created. Now, aside from the difference in the color, I'd say these are basically identical. Again, we have the drawer here. Now, I don't have two copies of Coinage, so this one just has his business card inside of it. But otherwise, I'd say that the distribution of this product was a success. So if you think about applying this process to other products, gaming or otherwise, I think you can, without exerting too much imagination, see how Joseph is probably not too far off in suggesting that distributed manufacturing has the potential to change not just how business is done, but also how we can better use the limited resources that we have here on this planet. It's interesting to think about, especially as it relates to board gaming, because you can see how, with the right plans, you could manufacture a lot of different games because, it's not like you're trying to build a car. Game components are generally pretty simple, but it's just not easy to recreate the 3D parts of them. So this, potentially leads you into some illegal territory. We've seen how this happens with digital products like music and movies. But there's probably a positive side to this as well. I can imagine that board game prototypes, for example, could be much more significant and better presented to publishers if you had the means to 3D print your own products. Also, just for the individual who's looking to create their own game and just sell it themselves, if you can manufacture it in-house, then that would be quite an advantage. Now, I think both for that process and just even distributed manufacturing, as we saw with these coin age cases, 3D printing will need to be a little more evolved, a little more prevalent, to the point where it's more affordable for people to own a 3D printer and, I guess, the plastic or whatever they use in that product. And then you have to wonder, are we just trading one savings of the environment for another detriment? All the plastic that's now going to get printed and the junk that'll be created and just thrown out because people can do it. I don't know. These are probably bigger questions than I can answer, but I'm sure you have thoughts and opinions on it. Certainly feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I want to thank Joseph for doing this experiment with me and showing me how distributed manufacturing works. And if you're interested, I'll put links to his website and to his Etsy page. He has other products he's created you can check out. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.